Welcome to the MustacheAndTheBeard.com. Two great geeks.
Changing the world, one post at a time.
Yes, we are doing our Campy number 7. My name is Louis Matos. I am the Mustache. We're doing our essential movies for the Cinephile series, Campy number 7. And as always, I am pleased to present my best buddy,
Junior Figueroa, a.k.a. The Beard, coming to you live from sunny Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. And it really is sunny today.
Yes, and hot.
It's sunny and hot. It is sunny and hot. Sorry. Texas.
Yes.
I'm not making
prayers.
I am not making any jokes. I usually make jokes about you guys out there in the snow and everything, and how we're here in the tropics and everything. I am not making any jokes. My heart goes out to all of you. My prayers, our prayers, go out to all of you. God willing, you'll get through this soon.
I hope this video makes you warmer.
Yes, if nothing else, laugh a lot. Laughing warms you up.
Okay. Yeah, so this is our Campy series, which is our classic video library.
Right. And what does C.A.M.P.Y stand for? Before you ask me, and I make a total fool out of myself.
Okay, C.A.M.P.Y stands for Classic Archived Motion Picture Yearbook. And so we've done 6 of these before, and now this is our 7th. Without a specific theme, usually on our theme months.
We follow the theme.
Yeah,
right.
But this one...
It's not a theme month, so it's anything, any genre, any...
These movies have been chosen arbitrarily from other types of videos that we've done. And in the past, one of these movies was on a star, and another one of these movies was on a VIP. And the one that is new is the one that's an upcoming star.
Yeah.
So we recycle.
Yes. I prefer to think of it as multitasking.
Yes. Okay, so not to be pedantic and arbitrary and repetitive, but every video begins with an introduction like we normally do. So for those of you that have already seen what a Campy is, you can fast forward it a little bit. This is for our new subscribers, because we have a few.
We do?
Yes, we have a few new subscribers.
Wow! Yay! I love you.
Okay, so we chose to create a classic video library with our own unambiguous criteria.
Right, our own definition of what constitutes classic.
Yeah, so the library is situated on our MustacheAndTheBeard.com website, so you can take a look there. Our initial criteria is that both the Mustache and the Beard have to agree on all of these movies, which we have.
Right.
They should be included.
Right.
Since we are calling it a classic, we decided to define classic. Because a lot of people say, oh, that's an instant classic.
Right.
No, not for us.
And I think it's a damn good definition.
Yeah, we have 3 class definitions for classic. Did our criteria. Thank you. So, go ahead, tell us about our criteria.
Well, the first one has to do in terms of time.
Yes, longevity.
Right? It seems to me that you can't call something a classic and it's been here, you watched it last year. No. You got to give it takes a little bit of time to be considered a classic. So we made it 51 years, right?
No, 50 years.
50 years.
Yeah, at minimum 50 years.
50 years, right. At minimum.
And 1971 and earlier.
Right, because now we're in 21. So now it's 1971 is the cutoff point. And believe me, it's rough. There's a whole bunch of movies that are knocking at the door.
On the cusp that we can't wait to get in.
We can't wait to get to them, but we're sticking to it. We're sticking to our longevity. 50 years.
Covered 1, now let's go on to the next 2. Exceptionalism.
Right, and then the last one is paradigm.
Yeah.
I got the.
You could have done the order and whatever order.
Okay, it needs to be exceptional, right? Now, exceptional does not mean that it needs to be a blockbuster. It needs to be there are cult movies that are exceptional. There are indies that are exceptional. It just needs to be something that stands out. The quality, stands out. It's got that the je ne sais quoi, the savoir faire.
And because it's subjective, we're going to argue for it.
That's usually the spot where we might disagree. But it has to be exceptional. And then the last one is it has to have caused a paradigm shift. It has to have affected the industry in some way. It could be that it started a subgenre or a genre. It could be that it created a slew of copycats or sequels.
Right.
It could have led to a TV show. In some way, it changed the industry.
And we'll argue that too.
Yeah. Well, for example, like Harry Potter, right? I think when the time comes, it's going to be considered a classic because it did create a paradigm shift. At least in terms of a paradigm shift, it did do that.
And it's the number one of all, and there's a lot of follow-up movies. All right, so then we have genre classification, which is one of our pet peeves.
Oh, God, because we think Hollywood gets this wrong all the time.
Yeah, and so, they like to list a lot of genres or subgenres, but we're going to classify it where we think it would go in our library.
Which isn't always easy, because if it's a mashup, sometimes it's hard to pinpoint just one.
And as always, we always list them in chronological order, so it's not that this movie that we start with is the one that's the best of all three.
No.
But, it is in chronological order. So it's the earliest, and then we'll put it in our library in that chronological order.
Where it belongs.
Yes. All right. And last but not least, we always do ratings and recommendations, or recommendations and ratings.
Which is actually it's funny because if we're putting it in our library,
of course it's a recommendation.
Of course it's a recommendation.
Right. Okay, so 5 being near perfect for us.
5 great geeks.
4 is excellent, and these are going to be 5s or 4s.
Yeah.
Then we have 3s are good, 2 is fair, and 1 is unsatisfactory.
It's poor. Well, it's poor.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving the half a great geek for the really unsatisfied. And there's been a few that I've given half a great geek.
Okay.
Not in our K.A.M.P.Y. I'm just saying our reviews.
Let us get started.
Let's get started.
Okay, so our movie number 23 is Bride of Frankenstein, 1935. Woo-hoo! All right, this is a movie we really like. Vintage iconic Playhouse number 1 was this video. On this movie, The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935.
And we saw a great copy. Oh my God.
Yeah. All right, so we only have one minor critique of the whole movie. All right, and this 1935, an American science fiction horror film. So it's science fiction horror. First sequel to Universal Pictures' Frankenstein, 1931, directed by James Whale. We can't say enough about James Whale. All right, starring Karloff as the monster / creature.
Not Boris Karloff. Karloff.
Yeah, by this time he's already a name recognition. And so he's like Madonna, like Cher. You know one name.
Fabian. You know what I mean? Sting. One name. Karloff.
All right. So he is the star. Although not far behind is Elsa Lanchester playing a dual role as Mary Shelley and the bride.
Very cute. If all you know of Elsa Lanchester is later on in her career, when she was older
and playing
character parts. Let me tell you something. In this movie, she is as Mary Shelley. She is hot.
Right in the beginning.
Yes,
Holy cow!
Is hot.
Yes. So yeah.
Did you tell me that in some countries this was banned because of her cleavage?
Yeah, she had too much cleavage. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. We'll probably touch on that. Colin Clyde.
We're gonna touch her cleavage. Boy, I like my job. I'm gonna touch me some cleavage here.
All right. Colin Clyde as Henry Frankenstein. Ernest Thesiger as Dr. Septimus Pretorius. He's the villain.
Ooh.
Hiss.
Ooh.
All right, so the genre classification is horror, right? Because even though it's sci-fi oriented, it's more horror than anything else.
Right.
All right. Longevity, as we always do. 2021, takeaway 1935. This is the oldest movie that we're going to be covering. 86 years. Is it greater than 50? Yes, it is. So it can fit into
Wait.
Yeah. All right, exceptionalism. You want to talk about exceptionalism first?
Okay, let me tell you something. James Whale, you can't get any more exceptional than that. That man was brilliant director. Absolutely. Now, I did not like this as much as Frankenstein, but that through no fault on his part.
Right, it was just this one part in the story.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we gushed about it in our VIP.
Yes.
We gushed about the directing being exceptional. We gushed about James Whale. He is absolutely, or was fantastic, all right?
Amazing director. And Karloff as the monster, oh my God, he nailed it. I mean, between this one and the first one, he made that what could have been a throwaway character, he made that three-dimensional. He made that monster real. You feel for that monster.
Yeah, Karloff, he didn't want a speaking part. We talked about that as well. However, he pulls it off with, the fact that he didn't know how to speak in the first movie. In this movie, he speaks and he pulls at your heartstrings, grabs you, and does not let you go.
Amazing.
Was there anything else you wanted to say about exceptionalism? I did want to mention Elsa Lancaster.
Oh, that's true.
Because we've talked about her. You already have talked about her cleavage. But
my
God.
That I'm touching.
Lovely starlet.
Yes. I'm telling you, you'll be, if all you know of her is later in the career, check out this movie.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh, baby.
All right, now paradigm shift. Paradigm shift.
Come on, the whole Frankenstein series. All you have, it's hard to believe that you take a character and you make something that is so great, so profound, that you can stop a person on the street and say one name and they know what you're talking about. Think about that. Mm-hmm. You can stop anyone on the street and say Frankenstein, even if they've never seen a movie, even if they've never read the book, even if they know what you're talking about. That is incredible. And they did that first with the first movie, and then the follow-up with Bride. The interesting thing about Bride is also that they showed us that it is possible to take a movie like Frankenstein, which you think that's it, and yet there's still more to tell. There's still more of the story to tell. And in other words, I'm not saying that they invented the sequel, but they cemented the sequel.
Yeah, so first of the Frankenstein sequels, every time one of the new horror movies failed for Universal, Carl Laemmle would say, let's make a new Frankenstein movie.
Yeah.
Either Dracula or Mummy. These were the ones that were the movies that they sequeled a lot. This movie was widely censored, which we talked about. because of necrophilia. I mean, the bride is not alive, and Frankenstein's monster is looking at the corpse, and he's like, "Ooh, that's going to be for me." Religious iconography and symbolism is rampant throughout.
Yeah, they capture the monster and they chain him up on a cross.
All right, and then of course there's homosexual readings of the, Dr. Pretorius and the monster, and Dr. Pretorius and Henry Frankenstein. So all of these things caused this movie to be widely censored.
Horse hockey.
Yeah, it's
horse hockey.
The funny thing is that there weren't just sequels to the Universal Frankenstein, but then they went and they used it at Hammer. They created their own Frankenstein series.
Yes.
Yeah, so listen, Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, these are iconic monsters. So yes, there is a paradigm shift. So last that we do is always recommendations and ratings.
Now, obviously, we're recommending this movie. You gotta see this movie, please. Guys, let me say something. I'm a movie lover. I'm a movie buff. So I saw Frankenstein years ago. I've seen Bride of Frankenstein years ago. And so there's probably plenty of you out there that have seen this movie before, and you're thinking, yeah, I've seen it already. No. You become older, you become wiser, and you become more appreciative of magic. Okay? This movie has magic. And I didn't realize it until I saw it again. And the last time I saw this movie was maybe 30 years ago. And thank God we got such a dynamic HD copy. Right? The movie looked fantastic. Look how it looked when it first came out. So there was no distractions. And so you get to see you're more aware, you're wiser, and you get the nuances of the director, you get the nuances of the actors. You understand the place of music, and when there is no music, and so go and see this movie. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Even though you saw it before, you're going to love it. You're going to fall in love with it all over again. I promise.
Yeah, and it's really a short movie. I think 75 minutes, something like that. I agree completely. You didn't give it a rating?
There was just one part of the movie that I didn't like. The part with the what do they call the
homunculi.
Homunculi. The part with the homunculi. So I got instead of doing a perfect 5, I got to give it a 4.5. 4.5.
Yes. The Criterion Collection is what we saw. The Criterion Collection, I give that a high rating because they've really remastered these movies excellently. So the Criterion Collection, I give a 5. But for this movie, I give a 4.5 Grey Geeks. Again, just that little thing because of the homunculi that we thought, it really is not necessary for the story.
Yeah, it made no sense, and you could cut it out without affecting the movie at all.
Yeah. So 4.5 Grey Geeks is a high recommend on our scale. It is a great movie. So I say it is with great pride and respect that we induct Bride of Frankenstein 1935 as our number 23 movie in the Mustache and the Beard's Classic Video Library, Classic Archived Motion Picture Yearbook. Take a bow. All right, moving on to our number 24 movie. Our movie number 24 is Jason and the Argonauts, 1963.
Yay!
We haven't yet done a scar on this movie, but
we're gonna. But we love this movie.
Yeah, we love this movie. Originally titled Jason and the Golden Fleece, It is a 1963 Anglo-American independent mythological fantasy adventure movie. It's produced by Charles H. Schneer, directed by Don Chaffee. I gotta say them slower because we want our PPPs to be able to put up pictures.
And to keep up with us.
Starring Todd Armstrong, Nancy Kovacs. Oh my God, lovely.
My God, Nancy Kovacs.
Ay, Dios mío.
I have dreams with Nancy Kovacs.
Okay. Honor Blackman, another gorgeous woman. Yeah.
Pussy Galore.
Oh my God, lovely. And then, Nigel Green.
And I love Nigel Green.
Yeah. Lawrence Naismith.
Oh, and I love Lawrence Naismith also.
And a whole bunch of all-stars that
very familiar faces. Very familiar faces.
And this is an independent movie, so they didn't really have a high budget. So,
it's amazing that they had people like Honor Blackman to think of it. Nigel Green probably was just starting out.
I think most of them are, weren't names yet. Columbia Pictures distribution. So even though it's an independent movie, Columbia Pictures picked it up. And it's shot in Eastman color.
And of course, the last name.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, you can say it.
No, you say it. You say go ahead.
We're gonna talk about Ray Harryhausen.
Ray Harryhausen!
Alright, yeah, I was gonna save that for the paradigm shift, But yeah, he's one of the reasons why we wanted to watch this movie again.
Oh God.
All right.
His movies.
Genre classification is a fantasy.
Right. It's kind of what they used to call sword and sandal. The Hercules movies, they call them sword and sandal. Goliath, they call them sword and sandal, as opposed to sword and sorcery, sword and sandal. So it's kind of like that, because it's about a Greek myth.
The longevity is 2021. Takeaway 1963, which is 58 years, which is more than 50, so it fits into our criteria. Let's talk about exceptionalism.
Okay. It is exceptionally entertaining. It is mesmerizing. It's what movies are supposed to be. Now don't get me wrong, okay? It's not Citizen Kane, okay? This is what movies are supposed to be about when you want to sit there with a box of popcorn and lose yourself for a couple of hours. That's what this movie does.
It's magical.
It's magic. Absolutely.
Okay, so the musical score of Bernard Herrmann, which we talk about a lot.
God, we love him.
Is wonderful. Herrmann is a nominee for our Horror Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So
people check this movie out and vote for him.
Yeah, known for his collaborations with Hitchcock and Ray Harryhausen. So a lot of Hitchcock movies, which we've already talked about, and more to come.
Like The Birds, right?
The Birds.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Yeah.
North by Northwest.
Yes.
It's all him.
It's all him.
Ray Harryhausen. Twilight Zone theme. He worked a lot doing Ray Harryhausen movies and Hitchcock movies. So Bernard Herrmann, awesome in our eyes.
Yes.
He did the Twilight Zone theme and Have Gun Will Travel.
Wow, I did not know about Have Gun Will Travel.
So now let's talk about Paradigm Shift. Did you have anything for Paradigm Shift about this movie?
Well, yeah, in the sense of the stop motion animation that Ray Harryhausen said, "I'm going to do this." Everybody said, "You can't do that." And then in this movie, he proved everybody wrong.
Yeah. So as a special effect, it's been around since
King Kong.
King Kong.
No, actually, Willis O'Brien, a silent movie, did The Lost World.
Okay. That's right.
With stop motion animation, and theater goers thought that there were actual footage, that somebody had actually taking real footage of that they were really
Dinosaurs.
They really found dinosaurs alive. So that's how far back the stop motion. And Ray Harryhausen studied under Willis O'Brien, but he perfected it. Oh my God!
Yeah, so this isn't the first of Ray Harryhausen's movies with special effects, the stop motion animation,
right.
But it is the first of his movies to play in A movie theaters. So the Sinbad movies were generally a B selection, so they were for double features.
Only one Sinbad movie came before Jason.
Oh, okay.
The other ones came after after Jason. So really, his perfecting is Jason. This is the movie where he come on. He said I'm gonna make multiple skeletons for the guys.
Yep.
They said you can't do that. You know, not one skeleton for the person.
I know.
Multiple skeletons.
I have it here in highlights. Skeletons.
Yes.
This at the end of the movie is amazing.
Yeah, and they told him you can't do it. It's impossible. It can't be done. You know what? He did it.
All right. And in 1992, it's funny that you mentioned Citizen Kane. When the Academy Awards did a Lifetime Achievement Award for Ray Harryhausen, Tom Hanks is the presenter. Mm-hmm. And Tom Hanks said, some people say Citizen Kane, others say Casablanca. I say Jason and the Argonauts is the best movie ever made. So now, I mean, Tom Hanks may have been a little exaggerating. However, it was recognized as a top movie, and it is still one of the top movies. So definitely paradigm shift. This is an elite class of movie. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
No.
All right, so let's go.
You with that Tom Hanks story, you said it all.
Recommendations and ratings. Well, I'll go first since you went last time.
Go ahead. Recommend it.
I love this movie. Let me tell you, my 3 boys. I have 3 boys, and each one of them has witnessed me watching this movie with them. I've sat them down at least 3 times for each one of my children, and they love this movie. And they're jaded adults at this point in time. So it is magical. It is inspiring. So I say 5 Gray Geeks. Almost perfect a movie. I love this movie in every way. What do you say?
I agree. Come on. I recommend this movie. Please, if you haven't seen this movie, watch it. If you have watched it, watch it again. And do like Louis did, sit down with your kids and your grandkids and get them to watch it. Now, the way usually I do for ratings, right, is I look at it and I think about what would I have done different. Looking back, hindsight, right? Looking back on it and saying, okay, I would have changed this, I would have had this happen, I would have, and I look back on Jason and the Argonauts, and I'm thinking. I can't think of a damn thing I would change. If I can't think of anything to change, then I got to give that 5 Gray Geeks. I've got to give it 5 Gray Geeks.
Awesome. So it is with great pride and respect that we induct Jason and the Argonauts 1963 as our movie number 24 to the Mustache and the Beard's Classic Video Library, Classic Archived Motion Picture Yearbook, as our movie number 24. Take a bow! Okay, we're up to the movie number 25.
Our last one.
Our last one today.
Yeah.
So,
25.
Movie number 25.
25. Mm-hmm. Isn't that 25th movie?
In the library.
Shake your hand again. Okay. This was all your idea, by the way. I give credit where credit is due. This whole C.A.M.P.Y, this was Lewis's idea, and I love it. Brilliant.
Yeah, classic movies are, a lot of people because they're in black and white, it's like, I don't want to watch it.
And they're afraid it's going to be grainy and not anymore. Not anymore. They're redoing these movies like you were talking about the
Criterion Collection.
Yeah, they're redoing these movies. You can get them. You can get copies that are pristine, right, and really enjoy these movies.
All right. So Where Eagles Dare. Is
Yes!
1968. We really love this movie.
Yeah.
1968.
We did an autopsy on this.
And Autopsy Plus.
Yeah, autopsy plus on this.
All right, it is a British Metro-Color World War II espionage action film, directed by Brian G. Hutton, starring Richard Burton,
Yay!
Clint Eastwood,
Yay!
Mary Urey,
Hey!
Ingrid Pitt. Oh my God, love her.
Oh my God, Ingrid, talk about cleavage.
Ay, Dios mío.
Scream queen from Hammer Film.
She is a scream queen. As well as Elsa Lancaster.
Elsa Lancaster.
Okay. Patrick Wymark.
Yes. Yay!
And a host of other familiar faces again.
Yes.
It's based on the novel Where Eagles Dare by Alistair MacLean, who also wrote the screenplay.
Yes, and he's one of our favorite writers.
If you couldn't tell. We've mentioned him a lot on the blog.
Oh, sure. Just, Break Hard Pass, The Guns Will Never Own, Ice Station Zebra, and the list goes on.
And we're going to keep talking about it.
We're going to keep talking about it.
All right, so distributed by MGM, filmed in Panavision so that you could see the vistas.
And they are sweeping vistas.
Genre classification is action war.
Right.
Longevity is 2021. Takeaway 1968, which is 53 years. So it squeaks in there, but it's more than 50, so it does fit with our criteria.
Right.
Let's talk about exceptionalism.
Let's talk about exceptionalism. Where do you begin?
Okay. I love Alistair MacLean,
Yes.
and I know you do too.
Yes.
We talk about him all the time, so you can't, you know that already. He wrote the screenplay simultaneously with the novel, widely considered a classic because you had top industry professionals in front of the camera and behind the camera. So behind the camera you had Yakima Canute, stuntman coordinator. Yeah. Alf Joint is a stuntman as well. He's the one that was on the cable car. We had Ron Goodwin as a professional conductor. Arthur Ibbotson, right? Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood.
Richard Burton. And this is Richard Burton at his peak.
At the end.
He hadn't started
declining yet.
Yeah, he hadn't started declining. I mean, this is why Clint Eastwood did it, because he was going to play with. He got to make a movie with Richard Burton.
Paradigm shift. You want to go first? You want to talk about it?
Okay. Well, for one thing, it is a movie. It is an action war movie that owes just as much to the secret agent genre.
Yes.
So it is an action war secret agent movie.
But we're putting it in action war.
Well, I think it leans a little bit more. It's simply because of the setting. I mean, it takes place during World War II. The bad guys are Nazis. So it is a lot of action, especially towards the end. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, there's nonstop pyrotechnics and shooting and you think Clint Eastwood shoots in his westerns? You got to watch him in this movie.
Yeah, he plays the heavy, but surprisingly, the cable car scene with the. That is the most memorable. That's Richard Burton doing that.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Oh, that cable car scene. Oh, God. This is just, and it set it up. It set it, other movies that we've talked about, like the Seawolves, and they came after this. This was the setup for that kind of war, but secret agent type of movie. Not Commando. It starts out like if it's going to be a Commando movie, like if it's going to be the Guns of Navarone, but it's not. It's not. This is actually wow. The twist and turn. Let me tell you something. The people in this movie, you think you know who they are or what they are? They ain't what you think.
Yeah.
They ain't what you think they are.
It's like filled with double agents.
Oh, triple agents.
Triple agents.
Red herrings, crimson herrings, scarlet herrings. You know, oh my God! And the thing is that it all makes perfect sense. It all makes and it's done so beautifully.
You're right. The secret agent part creeps up on you, but that's part of the story.
Yeah.
So cable car, the blue screen technology is brand new. They invented it with the camera hitting the back of the blue screen as opposed to the front of the blue screen. So this is invented technology for this movie.
That's right.
All right. So and you love when that happens. That
And that
how are we going to do this? And they did it well.
And that cable car scene.
That's
Oh
iconic.
my God! That's the one that stays with you. There's always a scene in a movie that stays with you. The cable car scene in this one is the one that stays with you.
Much of the screen work is done with doubles. So, in the meantime, Clint Eastwood said that he would be smoking and watching all the action. It's like, I don't even have to do any of that stuff.
Well, because they ain't going to take a chance on his getting hurt.
Oh, of course.
Or like they're going to put Richard Burton on a cable car. Hell no.
The stuntman who did that I mentioned before, Alf Joint, he's the one that did the jump from onto the cable car, and he lost 2 of his front teeth. So I mean, are they going to let Richard Burton do that?
No. No.
All right, so yes, this is an iconic movie. There is a paradigm shift with the new technology. This is super. All right, so ratings and recommendations and ratings. I think we should just say ratings and recommendations.
Ratings, because obviously we're recommending this movie. All these movies.
Okay, go ahead.
Ratings, again, is there anything that I would do different? Is there anything that I would have changed? Yes. But I don't think I can take anything away from it. I simply would have showed more of Ingrid Pitt's cleavage. I would have found excuses, especially in that the tavern scenes. Where she's a tavern maid.
Yeah, that's what she does in Hammer.
Yeah. I would show more Ingrid Pitt. No. I got to give it 5. I got to give it 5 great games. I absolutely love this movie. And you know what? Now we're talking about it. Now I feel like going home and watching it again.
All right. When a movie can stay in your mind through the years, from when I was a kid, you have something special. The cable car scene will always be in my mind.
Yeah.
Along with a lot of other things in this movie. Listen, I loved reading it over the course of the summer last year. The first time on an audiobook, and it's like it brought back so many memories. Love this movie. And in the book, I'm seeing Clint Eastwood, I'm seeing Richard Burton, I'm seeing Ingrid Pitt and Mary Urey. That's who I see. So again, this is 5 Great Geeks for me as well. It is with great pride and respect that we induct Where Eagles Dare 1968 as our movie number 25 into the Mustache and the Beard's Classic Video Library, Classic Archived Motion Picture Yearbook. Take a bow. All right, buddy boy. Once again, it's
you did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
I'll tell you, I love this. you know, doing the C.A.M.P.Y library, you know, we've put aside a lot of our other features. We got to go back to some of them.
Yes.
But we're having so much fun doing this one that, you know, scars, autopsies, our get out of jail free, our Ask Two Gray Geeks. You know, we still have we need some questions for Ask Two Gray Geeks.
That's true.
All right, so.
Somebody asked me a question here.
Did they?
Yes. In a fight between Superman and Thor, who did we think would win?
Good question. We'll talk about it and maybe put it together on a video. All right, so we've come to the end of this one, and usually with our outro, I usually ask you for a wise missive.
Yes, and I have one. I didn't write it down, but I remember what it is I want to say. A lot of people call this life that we go through a rat race, right? And then they get upset when they feel that they've been stabbed in the back by somebody in this rat race, right? Which is why they call it a rat race. I just wanted to say that when that happens, it says more about the person who stabbed you in the back than it does about you. And, you know, it was never a race to begin with, and you were never a rat.
With that having been said, if this is your first time visiting the mustacheandthebeard.com, and you haven't seen one of our videos in the past, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I invite you to subscribe. We try to make all of our videos, we try to make you laugh in the hopes of entertaining you while informing you. With our over 100 years of being geeks, you know, we have a lot of information that we like to throw out there, whether you want to listen or not. If something we've said has stirred you to make a comment, please do so. Tell us what we got right or what you think we might have gotten wrong. We thank you for watching. Please share this video. My name is Louis Matos. I am the Mustache.
I'm Junior Figueroa. I be the beard.
We say see you later.
Hasta la vista.
Take it easy.
And peace.